Here we go.
Yay.
All
I think we're
right.
on.
Are we live?
I think so.
Okay. Well, hey, let's make sure before I start talking. It's like for me, it's loading up. So
Okay, I'm checking on my phone. You're
yeah,
on your business page?
on my page. Here we are. We're live. Yay. And I see you. Yay. All right. This is good. All right. So I'm just going to share this to my business page and then we'll get started. I'm so excited, you guys. This is Val. I'm here, Val Cripps. I'm here with Keisha Dixon.
Hey.
My current glow up client who is glowing up. And we're so excited because every day that we've been in this experience, so much is happening. This is a business investment and a life investment for Keisha. This is about tuning into places in her life and being where she wanted to turn it up. And traditionally her body said, no way, we're not doing that. And you decided, yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
So tell a little bit about the experience while I'm going to send you the portrait and then we will, and I'm going to share.
Okay. Oh, well, the experience has been absolutely amazing. I've been quantum leaping with Val's guidance we're in week 4 now, right? Week 4. And there have been so many tremendous shifts. And I think for me, the biggest shift so far is started with our phone call. And that was getting into the I decide energy. And it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger every day. And it's really shifting not only me internally, but everything around me is responding to my own internal shifts. So it's been absolutely amazing. And last week I released 3 pounds, which is which is a quantum leap for me because as I hit income goals, historically up until now, I've gained weight, almost like to right size what's happening in my money, like just to balance it out. And now I'm releasing weight as I'm hitting my income goals. So and surpassing my income goals. So that's like awesome. It feels amazing. Yeah. And even like with my clients are experiencing amazing shifts also. My intuition is deepening and everything is just easier. Even my sales calls are just easier. Today I had an intuitive hit. Somebody came to mind just to reach out to her on Facebook Messenger. And I said, hey, can I ask you one question? I asked her one question and she called me from Facebook Messenger and signed up within like 10 minutes.
Isn't it amazing when you do this internal
just by following intuition?
Yeah. So is it a combination of following the intuition and then also there's just something magnetic and lit up about you that
well, I'm all glowed up.
I love it. And they're just signing up. You're not having to, you already did the work. And I think
that's the work. You know, I had a lot of systems in place, some of them disjointed, but I had systems in place. And since we've started working together, I'm sure I said this on the last live, I haven't done any of the stuff, any of the rules. I haven't followed any of the rules or done any of the system stuff. And on Monday, I did a few reaches, but that's the only thing I did.
Yeah.
So I haven't done any of the stuff. And I'll integrate it back in as I feel led. But this is working. Yeah.
Right. So it's the perfect scenario for someone that does have the systems in place, is trying to do all the things. You have a fabulous work ethic. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
How does it feel to know that like you knew what you were doing, you're doing all this stuff, and now look at how much more you're growing into yourself. Like we always think like, well, how can I grow any that much more? And then it's like,
right. Oh, well, yeah, I'm growing more into myself, growing more into my creativity. All of a sudden, now that I've let go of all of this stuff and I'm in this glow up and I'm with the green shakes and glowing up internally and physically, I have more creative ideas. And so the ideas that I do have are so much more powerful than all the systems in the world.
Yeah, and that's hard for people to understand if they haven't fully experienced it. And if someone's watching this quickly, hi Jared, thanks for the thumbs up. and thinking, well, what are they doing? A nutritional cleanse? What's happening? Can you quickly tell somebody that's just driving by on this live stream what you're doing? Like what is happening?
Yeah. Well, we're doing an energetic regeneration and cleanse, plus we're doing a nutritional cleanse as well. So it's both. And you're providing daily support as I'm making these quantum leaps, so that I have support around any parts of me that collapse. And that's been happening too. There's been some collapse, but I realize even in the collapse, well, one, you're there to support me through it. So we get through it quickly. And two, even in the collapse, I'm still in a very expanded state. Like I am nowhere near where I was 4 weeks. It's so hard to believe it's been 4 weeks.
You're a different person than the woman.
Yeah, very much
November and then even December.
Very much so. Yeah. And some things can never go back. So,
yeah. Yay. Yeah. In a good way, right?
In an awesome way.
Yeah. And it's hard for us to imagine how we can shift so rapidly. And I just want to say that you do the work. Yeah. You do the work. And I think that is what is painstakingly evident and is put off a lot of really brilliant healers and coaches and guides and entrepreneurs is they get stuck exactly where, not stuck, but they get in that loop where we all get, right, where our beautiful gift and our ability to do what we do is thwarted by our own nervous system response. And we look at the circumstances around us and think, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. And it's not true at all, is it?
It's not true. And also I think sometimes, well, I know you can't see your own blind spots. So, and it's never going to feel like a blind spot to you. It's just going to feel true, right? You can see everybody else's, but your own, you can't see. That's why I think it's really important to hire a coach, especially when you're a coach. Yeah. So you can work through your stuff.
Right.
Otherwise, how unfair would that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tend to fall into our own little things and do think we kind of know what's up, and we fool ourselves, I think. What would you say about the stuff that has come up? Like, I try to explain to people how deeply subconscious it is to the point where you kind of can't even see it. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of the stuff that came up really surprised my cat's in the back. She's like crawling all around. It's your energy, Val. She's never even here. But yeah, some of the stuff that came up, I was so surprised that it was even there. During the activation, one thing that came up from my heart was like anger and hate. And that really surprised me that was there. But as soon as it was there, it was gone. Like, it released and regenerated. I've been doing a lot of processing as I'm sleeping. And when was it? Was it last week I shared this with you? I think it was last week. I woke up and I felt like this sensation in my heart, and I knew I was going to cry. My 10-year-old daughter loves to snuggle, so she still sleeps with me sometimes. And up until now, I have been able to just cry silent tears. So nobody around me knew I was crying. But this welling feeling, and it wasn't sadness, isn't the emotion I would give it, but this welling feeling, I knew I would never be able to contain it. I would never be able to contain it, and I'd wake her up, and I didn't want to scare her. So I ran out of bed and I ran into my kitchen, and as soon as my foot hit the kitchen floor, the tears just started coming, and I was like making sounds and crying from my womb, but it didn't feel like travail. It didn't feel like labor. It just was this incredible release, and it went on for like 9 minutes. I'm a 15-second crier. It went on for like 9 minutes, and my head was saying, "What is this? What is this?" But then I just calmed down and I let it release, and I heard the answer of what it was. I was releasing betrayal. And in that moment, when I realized I was releasing betrayal, I was also simultaneously able to see how much in every aspect of my life, this filter of betrayal was affecting was affecting every single aspect of my life. feelings of betrayal in my first marriage, in my second marriage, feelings of pushing people away from relationships, not allowing relationships to go too deep because of, oh no, when will I be betrayed? If a client enrolled and didn't like re-enroll, the feeling of I've been betrayed. It was just affecting every single aspect of my life. But in that release, and it was like this heart cry release, I'm looking at the world completely differently. I'm looking at the world through a lens of love.
Yeah.
Whereas 5 weeks ago, I would have said, yes, I'm love and light. I'm looking at the world through a lens of love.
Right?
But it was dimmed down by this blanket of betrayal that I wasn't even aware was there.
A blanket is such a good way to describe it. And when you're under the blanket, you kind of don't know you're under the blanket.
You don't know you're under the blanket. You're snug. You're comfy.
Comfy. Yeah.
It's what you're used to. Even if the blanket is old and smelly, you would never know it. Right?
Right. It's cozy right now. Yeah.
It's cozy right now.
Don't take it off. I'm going to be cold. And
yeah. So that really just blew my mind. And I just feel like I feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
And everything is easier without, without, one eye closed, like, oh, who's going to betray me next? When's the other shoe going to drop?
Yeah, and you
I didn't even realize I was functioning that way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you didn't know you were in that mindset. So how could you shift it to stop creating it? And that is what this work is about. And I think it's really hard for people to see, because I work with ballers, right? You guys know your shit and you move through. So it's hard for you to think, why do I need to go and do clear? Like I had somebody say to me, my channel is clear, thank you. Well, so is mine, but I'm sure a boss bitch Shamama could come along and help me release a lot more than I ever have.
Yeah, and the thing about it, the fact that I couldn't identify what that feeling was, but I knew it was going to produce physical evidence of tears, to me means it was pre-verbal. Like this is stuff I came out of the womb with.
Yes, ancestral.
Yeah, so how would I know? If this has been my conscious position, how would I know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what would you say to someone that's watching and they feel like they don't have access to that depth of their own story or the power, or they want to release it, but in the past they've run from that, like they haven't been able to access it?
Yeah, I would just say that Valtopia is the excavator. Don't worry about what you haven't been able to release in the past. Don't worry about it. I had no idea it was even there.
And, some of those moments have been really deep and difficult, but overall, and I have people tell me they're afraid to work with me. What would you say to those people? Like, how is it?
Yeah, it's
doing the work. I got to say, you are doing the work and staying the course and digging deep on your own.
And it doesn't feel difficult though, because you're the process itself, a lot of this is happening in my sleep, right? As I sleep, I'm processing through and I'm releasing in my dreams. The process itself isn't really difficult. And when it feels slightly uncomfortable, I reach out to you.
Yeah. Would you say the hardest part was like just deciding to do it, huh?
The hardest part was deciding to do it. Absolutely. That was, for me, that was the hardest part. And the second hardest part, which you walked me through, was asking if I did need help.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Just ask.
Yeah, that's the second thing, because most of you come to me, you're very thoughtful, kind, good-hearted people, and you're used to serving yourself and taking care of things, and you don't want to piss me off. And I'm like, you hired me. They be up my butt. Let's go. Let's do this. That's what.
Yeah. So you've been great about that. Okay. Absolutely. Well, you've been great about all of it, and it's very gentle. Like nothing to be scared of. It's such a gift to give to yourself.
Yeah. And you're a financial expert, and so you had a system where you knew once were rebooted, well, you already had a way to make money. What would you say to someone that really wants this experience and knows they want it, but maybe their timeline isn't as immediate as yours in terms of being able to receive the cash infusion?
Yeah, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a financial coach. I do money mindset and mind, body, money connection. But what I would say is, decide that you deserve this and the money will come. Just make the decision. You'll be able to figure it out once you haven't bought into your story. And I get it. it doesn't feel like a story. It just feels true. If your bank account is saying one thing and the investment is saying another, it just feels true. And it's an illusion. Once you make the decision, right? And I learned this from you, Val. Once you make the decision that, yeah, you deserve this and this will help, the rest just I can't explain it, but the rest falls into place. It's moving, well, I can't explain it. It's moving out of the victim story and empowering yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think because I'm a pleasant, entertaining person and I'm an artist and creative, I think for a long time people thought, well, I don't know, I love Herb Energy, but I don't really know what she does. And that would be a nice present. This is not a nice birthday present. This is a business investment. Do you want to talk about that?
It is a business investment. It's also a gift to yourself, but it is a business investment. From the moment I put down the initial deposit, I immediately saw a cash infusion, and they just kept coming. And
they're coming today, right? You booked somebody today?
I booked somebody today. Yeah. And it's, so they just keep coming.
Yeah.
So it is a business investment. There is a return on the investment, over 7 times the return on investment in 4 weeks of working with Val. I have to do the calculations to get, I think it's one of those odd numbers at this point. Yeah. But we'll all know when I get to 10 times and 20 times, and it's happening. Yeah. It's happening. The seeds have been planted.
I love it. And you know, each time you had an influx, you did have a response that we needed to address. So it's like, letting yourself get the money and have the freak out and work right through it and retrain your brain in the moment. So it's like you're getting invited to get this money and to have your normal response, not to deny it, like what happened. You know, you could go invest and make the money and not have the support and lose it all. I know I've talked to so many people who've had what do you call it, a windfalls, and they just spend it all because they haven't retrained their brain to handle having the money.
Yeah. And I, you know, I don't know if this is the majority of people, but I've heard other frequency coaches, you know, it sounds so bypassy, like, oh yeah, no, just, you know, just don't focus in on any of the collapse, just focus in on the positive. But your approach is so different. It's so self-honoring, like, oh, okay, thank you for the information. And that like makes a huge difference.
Well, it's holistic because, you know, you're going to have this leap and then you have a response, and in that response is all this gold for moving forward. And if you just bypass that, well, then you're just going right back to where you started. Whereas we're actually taking that, looking at it and releasing what doesn't work and moving forward. And so that's gold right there. That moment you get the money and you're like, what do I do now? Oh, great.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
My throat chakra.
Right? I can feel that energy happening here. Wow. So let me send you so while I'm going to send you right now the second portrait.
Okay.
Water, do you need, and then
I'm going to get water. I'll be right back.
Let me get you some water. So, and I'll tell them. So Keisha, when we first started, I did a portrait in the second week and as part of the activation, and we delivered it and shared it. And so now I've done another one, and I'm about to send it to Keisha and reveal it to her, and she's gonna, you know, be able to see what this does. So what happens with these portraits is that I'm able to tune into all of my clients' energy centers while I'm working on a digital portrait on my phone, and it's a very powerful way. It's kind of like Reiki, but it's much more than that. I'm actually tuning into all the energy centers, feeling where it's tight, opening it up, aligning, and doing all this. And then you see the result in this image, and it's transformational. It's just really transformational. So let me send it through.
That was crazy. It was like my throat completely closed.
Wow. What were we talking about that incited the closure?
I think I was talking about other people's processes.
A little flashback to the old way, and you're like,
yeah.
Oh, don't let me do it again. I'm free now. I'm free.
Yeah, because you know we don't do that.
Oh my gosh, this is stunning. I'm so excited about this picture.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna send it through Facebook. And wait, That's not
So am I going to see it on Facebook? I have to open it up.
Oh, I can send it through. Let me send it through thing. Let me send it through
Okay.
Boxer. Okay, here it comes. Okay.
Oh.
Ready, look at your face when you receive it. Ready? And here we go.
All right. You're sending it through Boxer?
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Val, it's so, oh.
Let me see if I can
Wow.
hold it up to the screen. I don't know if that'll work
It's
or not.
so beautiful.
I'll post it afterwards so people
That's the glow up. When you, oh my God, that's awesome. I love it. I love the colors. I love the rainbow. Oh my gosh.
So you can see there's a lot happening in your throat and chest today. And
yeah,
I felt that. And there's a cat, a big wild cat in there now in your throat, and like a universe and all this energy. I wanted to really just, and there's an eagle in there too. I was just like, she is opening, and a money sign too. It's like your throat chakra makes money when you speak. You make money when you speak. That's what they were.
I'll take it.
And then there was like an activation in your vision, and of course your third eye is super, open, and a lot of sacred geometry, and the rainbow is one of my signature frequencies. So it's, oh my God, it's just beautiful.
Oh my goodness. And I see the 8, the infinity.
Yeah, that's one of my signs too.
Love it. Oh my God. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous.
Yay.
I have to spend time with this.
Yeah, I know. I'm like exposing you. So that's the quick version. You can go see, that's a fun thing. Once you get your portrait, it's like everybody always goes, I gotta go.
Yeah, I have to spend some time. I'll spend some time with her.
Right? So
it's so beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. Oh,
yeah, wow. It's so sophisticated and expansive and powerful, super powerful. But it's so ethereal and joyful about it too, right?
Yeah, definitely. And light, right? Just so light.
Yeah. Yes. So you guys, I will post this afterwards once I put the Valtopia logo on it and share it so you guys can see it in detail.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Put the Valtopia logo on it so I can share it too.
And Keisha's been so inspired by my sound frequencies that she's creating sound frequencies now. There's such power. And that's so cool because I was trying to do that with a few of my former clients. And you're the one that actually was able to run with it and create your own. And that's what I visualized. Clients going, oh, this is cool. Let me do a brainwash to myself. And you're the one that's run with it the most.
I love it. It was so much fun creating it because I didn't know how to edit audio at all. It was fun creating it. And I posted it in my closed group and people were like, you could charge money for this. You can get paid for this.
Yes, you can. Yes, you do. Yeah, people are not desperate, but they love stuff in their ears, right? We're all retraining our brain and we have time in the car. So great.
And I listened to mine on repeat for hours.
I listened to yours today too.
Yesterday.
I love it.
Again this morning I listened to it for hours and then I set my intentions for this cycle. I'm like, so I'll be doing some more of those. I'll be doing a collection.
I love it. Yeah. Well, tell us about your, like what you have to offer, what's on offer right now for your.
Monetize Your Mind Success System. It's an evergreen program where you get 14 weeks of video processes that you get to keep forever. And in addition to that, you have 6 months of group coaching, weekly group coaching support, and MAM Moments, which is mindset and action meets. So it's a program designed for women who are either in corporate and ready to make that leap from corporate, or entrepreneurs who have been in a corporate environment in the past, and they want to double what they were making in corporate doing what they love. So that's the intention, that you come in and double your income.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's such a great experience. So they just can click on or you'll put your website in the comments.
Yeah, I'll send them, I'll send you my business page information, everything.
Okay. Okay. And the program that Keisha's currently in is called the GLOWUP. And
Join it.
Yeah. It's a 6-week experience. It's it's incredible, and it's only 5K for now. The next two will be 5K, and then I'm putting it up to 8K because it is a powerful experience.
It's a very powerful experience. Definitely.
Yeah, my intention was, I launched $15,000 activations last summer, and I know I'm meant to do that, and I wasn't quite ready to embody that yet. And so here we go. We're moving into that. And so you're the first one of the Glow Up. So it's a 6-week experience designed to support you to receive and create cash infusions. That is like my inner child and my old version of me is going, how are you doing that? Like, how could you possibly claim like a cash infusion? Because I had some crazy ass money story, but because it's a look at your relationship to your business, to yourself with your clients, with your people, and your own body, mind, and being behavior as you respond to money and growth. And it's a rapid immersion and a rapid transformation, deep transformation into your highest capability to receive and create cash infusions and life transfusions, and just decide and be joyful and enjoy yourself.
Yeah. And plus, don't forget, you're bending time.
Right. The primary goal is to make things easier. And the reason it's easier is because you're tapping into your own natural brilliance. And you're not, I think the biggest thing is you're not wasting all this energy thinking stuff you didn't even know you were thinking, like walking around waiting for everybody to fuck you over and you didn't even know you were thinking.
And I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't even know.
How many people could change so much peeling that blanket off?
Yeah. And I would have never suspected. And if you had just said, oh, this is there, I wouldn't have believed it.
Right. That's what I'm really want to convey, because I talk to people and they're like, well, and I think they watch and they're like, I don't have that. And it's like,
yeah, I didn't either. Right? I didn't either until it came up.
You were drawn in by the collapsing time. That's what you were drawn in.
Yeah. By. When you first appeared on my timeline, you were talking about collapsing time. And interestingly enough, that week I was trying the 2-cup method of quantum leaping with 2 cups of water. And some people find that completely ridiculous. And by day 2, I was in so much abdominal pain from drinking water. I was collapsing around drinking the water. So I knew something was up. This was more than water and more than fantasy. I was collapsing around the idea of quantum leaping into this next level of income.
Yeah.
And then you showed up.
Yes. I know. And I knew, like, when you said that's what happened to you, I was like, oh, we got to do this.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you have a full body response, like a fog or a confusion or shit goes down every time you try to grow, but you have grown despite it. And you've actually grown in a difficult way because you've had to, and you're holding that. Do everything you can to release it. It's a game changer. It makes your life easier. And
it does. I'm no longer dragging that camel up the hill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here's my favorite part about this. You're a mom, you're a grandmother, and you have your own clients. And so your family and your people are lighting up because you didn't back down and not believe that you could turn it around. So
Exactly.
And you had like people that were going to get laid off, they got a raise, or like
people are going to get laid off, got a raise. People's whole families have gotten promotions. Like incredible stuff.
I love it. And it cracks me up because it's so phenomenal that we almost like we have one person. Thank you for being on the live stream, and we've had a few people. I'm like this is real. This is really happening, people. Yes. It's so kind of like, what? That I think people, oh yeah, that didn't happen to me. It happens to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's happening. It happened. Literally, money came out of nowhere. It happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's a big shift. I was waiting. I held off on investing in you because I was waiting for my windfall. My house was in contract with developers. My entire block was in contract for almost a year, maybe a little over a year, with developers. And you had the courageous conversation with me. Don't wait, just decide. And which was such a loving conversation. So I decided, and guess what happened? The contract fell through. I would have been absolutely devastated if I hadn't signed up with you.
Yeah.
Because I was counting on that windfall. And now I'm like, who needs the windfall? I can create
Right?
my own.
By yourself. I know. And I can't tell you how many people come to me over the years and they're so excited about me. And they're like, one day I'm coming. And I'm like, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's not going to change. Like, it didn't change until you decided it to change. Otherwise, you wouldn't mercy of anything. Yeah. And that's what people are doing. They're sitting there going, well, let me just get back under the stinky farty blankie and I'll be back out later.
Yeah. Like, and it doesn't, it just feels true. That's the loop. That's the illusion. It's really not true.
Yeah. Yep. Well, here we are, getting up every day, lighting people up to their own amazing potential and power and prosperity. And we've come from our own hardship and nothing.
Oh God,
to build it back up and break it down and build it back up and break it down again. And that's what it is. You just take yourself right where you are and get the fuck up and make it happen. And divine is always backing us up when we plug into it. That's when things get easier. And that's what this work is all about. So
absolutely. Thank you. I'm still looking at my my picture.
I know. I love you. Let me know what else comes through. And we will post the portrait so you guys can see. And if you would like to join the Glow Up, then go to valtopia.com.
Join the Glow Up. It is so worth it. You will not regret it.
Thank you. I love beautiful natural testimonials. And the thing is I did have a whole bunch of inquiries today. I think I listened to activated something.
I'm telling you, that thing is like, boom.
It's good. So if you guys want to see it, it's on my timeline and we can put it in the comments and sign up and fill out the application because there's only 2 spots. And I think
they're not going to be there for long. Those 2
No,
spots.
I think one is already going and then it's 8K, and at 8K, it'll still be freaking excited. You can get on the waiting list for February. So
there you go.
All right.
Happy Val.
Yay. And we'll see you on the next stream. Own your frequency. There's nobody like you, Vincent.
Bye.
Bye.